we got some special stuff for you this evening. Good evening, my name is Montana Geek, and welcome to the Montana Geek Broadcasting Network. We're showing you this evening Star Citizen Alpha 2.5. They're having a weekend where they've opened up a lot of the different ship classes that haven't been available to fly in the recent months. Star Citizen, of course, is a completely user-supported and user-funded and developed game. Being developed by Cloud Imperium Games, and the man who is behind the creation of the Wing Commander series, Freelancer, Starlancer, so many others, Chris Roberts, a brilliant man in the space genre game. This game is being developed in two parts. One part is Squadron 42, which will be their standalone game, which is, in essence, a Wing Commander type game where you join the military and it works your way through going up the ranks of being a plebe and then moving up and fighting, and getting different access to different ships and going on missions. And these missions, of course, are not all space-oriented missions. There's extra vehicle activities where you're floating around in space, even landing on other planets and exploring those planets or other star bases on planets or asteroids. So far, they have 28 chapters in this game. Each chapter will have multiple missions in it. It's a huge undertaking, and one of the main aspects of this game is that Chris Roberts is a stickler for keeping this in high-fidelity cinematic quality. The amount of motion capture recordings that's gone on, even the star power that's in it. There's some pretty high-level people in this game. I'm not going to release their names yet. We'll leave that for another time. The second part of this game is called Star Citizen, and that will be the MMORPG aspect of the game. It'll be a completely open-world, open-universe, persistent universe, real-time, massively multiplayer. Buy your ship, you can become a pirate, you can join the military, you can go on rescue missions, trader. You can be someone that goes out and mines and, gets resources, even, then refines them and sells them. There's so many different aspects of this game because it's completely open. It's going to be an amazing game. So right now what I thought I'd do is we're going to look at one of the ships that's sort of been closed down. It's a ship called the Warden. It's designed in the aspect of a P-38 Lightning, the old double-bodied type aircraft. So one of the ways we'll start off here, what we do is we go into the universe. And bear with me, my camera is here, but I have a 50-inch 4K monitor behind me, so if my eyesight goes up and down, you'll understand why. We're going to go to Crusader, which is the starbase that's right off of the planet of Crusader in the Stanton system. Let's go ahead and launch this out. This will take a few seconds to load, more than a few, about a minute or so. Like I said, very complex game. We get some nice graphics in the background. That ship right there is the Reliant Core, and as you can see, it has the engines kind of off to the sides here, and then the body goes up and down. That's not actually the way it lands. The whole thing turns and it goes flat, and the engines go parallel to the wings, and the feet come out, and the seats inside the cockpit are actually mounted to the wall, so as the ship rotates, the seats rotate as well. It's a really, really neat design. So when it's in cruise mode or in space combat mode, it's in this sideways position. And it also utilizes engines of alien technology instead of them being thrusters in a sense, utilizing propulsion, whether it be ion, plasma, or propellant, flying out the back to power the ship. They're actually anti-gravity pods, and so they can swivel and turn and push the ship in directions in ways that some of the other normal ships that have been developed by the Terrans, the humans like us, we haven't gotten quite that far with some of our ships. But the detail, the physics, this was originally based on the Crisis engine, CryEngine 4, but the CryEngine 4 was actually, believe it or not, limited for what they needed to do, so they have a Frankfurt office where the CryEngine main company is, and what they've done is basically hired everyone away from CryEngine, and they have them all hired now under Cloud Imperium Games and Star Citizen. And so the creators of the CryEngine 4 version are basically tearing apart their own work and rewriting it and adding stuff into it and making it much more powerful than it ever could be. Example, CryEngine originally was made to have 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer, 4 kilometer by 4 kilometer, 8 kilometer by 8 kilometer, 16 kilometer by 16 kilometer, multiple different ways, but they were all flat. And obviously planets are round, and they want to be able to, put these sections all the way around a planet. They wanted these sections to be much larger than CryEngine could support, but they also needed to be able to go all the way around a planet, and that took some serious rewriting from what I've understood and read. Anyway, looks like we're in our spacesuit by the way the helmet's there. Let me turn off the chat window here. You can see my heartbeat, how much damage I've taken, and so forth, and I'm laying in bed at this moment. But before we can get going, the typical Montana Geek tradition. Oh, wrong lighter. A cigar. Always needed before we play. So let's move it. Let's see how we do here. Start walking. Door should open. As you can see, we're at the end. Down the hallway there. We get a little bit of motion blur. We can actually go into third person. And you can see that the animations have gotten a little better. The animations will increase and become more refined and more realistic looking as they release the next versions of the alpha. Next version we're getting is alpha 2.6. It's going to add a few more careers. It's going to add what's called Star Marine, the FPS portion of this game, shooting, so forth. But right now, this is the area that we go into to call our ship up. So let's call up a ship. We want that Warden. So let's look for it. There it is. Vanguard Warden. Make our request.
Selection confirmed. Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch platform.
Landing pad B09. So we can look and see 10 goes that way. 9's this way. So let's head to B09. So it's right down here. There are some stores that have opened since then. I don't know if Dumper's Depot is open yet or not. Oh, not yet. Hope that guy wasn't going down there to steal my ship. I hate it when that happens. You dick, you could have waited for me. Oh, what a fuckstick. Pardon my French. I get a little pissed off sometimes when people don't play nice. If he steals my Warden, I'm gonna be upset. Right now, this is obviously a docking chamber. We go from atmospheric to non-atmospheric. Nope, there's my Warden right there. What a beautiful looking ship. We'll come out here and take a good look at it. And I'll give you an idea of where we are too. You can see some of the fidelity of the graphics. Pardon the lagging a little bit. I don't have the graphics turned up real high, and I'm still working with this recorder to make sure that we get good quality. Right off the Stanton system, as you can see, we're orbiting. And if you actually watch, turn around the other way and look at the other rings, the habitat rings, you'll see that they're actually rotating out there. It's pretty slick stuff. Now the Warden, I've never flown this, so I don't know where to enter it, so we're just going to have to guess. Not here. Landing gear. Don't get caught in landing gear. We probably have to enter it from the rear like a lot of the ships. And here you can see the split tail configuration. Yep, there's the door. Let's head on in. Don't forget to close your door. People sneak in your ship. get off base when weapons are allowed, and then they'll shoot you in the back of the head and steal your ship. It's not cool. This ship's pretty nice. Looks like it's got a nice little kitchen and a locker area. A little midsection here. I'm sure there's some turret areas for people to be in. This one's still got some graphic problems, it looks like. Oh, and I'm in third person.
Danger. System overheating. Launch complete. Landing complete.
Still some issues with errors when it first boots up the computer system. I'm not sure why it does that. You can see we're sitting in the cockpit here, but let's take this sucker off.
Launch complete. Landing gear retracted. Begin scan.
Got our spins all set. Let's increase our speed and let's move her out.
Begin scan.
All those buttons are working buttons.
Begin scan.
I can slow it down and do a nice flyby here. Here's all the landing pads. Oops, a little too slow.
Begin scan.
If we requested landing clearance right
scan.
now, we'd obviously get it. Crusader is a big...
Proximity alert. Starboard.
Wasn't that close. Crusader is a big station, but there's some bigger ones out there. So one of the things we can do, let's get away from the station here a little bit. Everyone in the game has something on their left wrist called Moby Glass, and it's kind of like your smartphone of the future. We can bring it up when you're in game first person. It actually shows your wrist coming up like this, and it actually pops out of your wrist. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, we can look at our scheduler and see what kind of tasks there are for us to do. It looks like there's quite a few. There's a public enemy out there to get rid of, some ICC assistance, and repairing some arrays. So let's try that. Let's repair array 730. Now these are communication arrays or comm relays, and as you repair them, they open up different parts of the system and allow you to see a little more. But usually they're turned off so that the pirates can do things that we don't want them to do. So if you go into those areas to turn them back on, you're usually met with a little bit of resistance. Let's turn on our warp system. We're right at the right place.
Quantum travel initiated.
And here we go. A great looking ship.
Begin scan. Begin scan.
We ain't got any problems with you right now, but stick around, and it's gonna change.
Begin scan.
So as you can see, what I did was I hit my targeting and targeted it on. Looks like there's another one coming in over there.
Contact.
He's a little closer. Let's target the closest guy here. You can even do a little
lock. Overhead shield under fire. Shields recharging. Head shield under fire. Shields recharging. Contact. Head shield under fire. Overhead shield under fire.
We're not going to do too
System
good on this one.
Head shield under fire. Shields recharging. Shields recharging.
We've got some serious lag. I'm gonna have to fix this if we're gonna be able to play correctly.
Shields recharging. Shields recharging. Starboard shield under fire. Shields recharging. Overhead shield under fire. Shields recharging.
It's like my guns are dead or something.
Shields recharging. Neck shield under fire.
Big mistake.
I'm not firing anything. Probably have taken a ship that's a little
Port shield
more
under
tested.
fire. Shields recharging. Shields recharging.
So if we get killed, figure out what's going on with the lag.
Starboard shield under fire. Overhead shield under fire.
We're probably going to get killed here. Since none of my guns are working.
Shields recharging. Missile locked. Missile locked. Starboard shield under fire. Missile locked. Starboard shield under fire. Shields recharging. Missile
You had your
locked.
chance to run. You didn't.
Shields recharging. Rear shield under fire. Shields recharging. Shields recharging. Shields recharging.
Here we go.
You messed up now, Scav.
Oh. Some serious graphics issues still going on with this ship. That ship I'm not a fan of yet.
If you know what's good for you, you'll stay out of this.
If I know it's good for me, I'm going right back there and kicking your fucking asses. But I'm gonna do it in a better ship and I'm gonna fix my graphics first.